What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today, Jackson Wang released a new single, and I had no idea it was coming, so I'm pretty excited to check this out. I've only heard two songs by him, Drive Me Home, which is what the one we reacted to, and LMLY, which I heard before I started reacting, and it's one of my favorite songs that I've found so far on this journey, exploring K-pop. Now, I know he's not K-pop when he's on his own. He is part of GOT7, and honestly, I still haven't heard GOT7, but I don't know if they're still active. I haven't seen anything pop up, because we definitely would have checked it out. So you guys let me know if they're still active. But I know individual members of GOT7 are doing their thing, so we're definitely down to check him out. I love so far the two songs that we've heard have this 80s type of vibe, and I'm always down for that. So I'm interested to see what he offers up in this. So let's check this out. Jackson Wang, Blow. Dark. Whoa. Reverse smoke. This is creepy. Dark. Okay, what happened? Interesting.
It tastes like cigarettes. Every chance I get. Girl, you got me dripping sweat. You pull me back every time I quit. Yeah, it tastes like cigarettes. Your body feels like disrespect.
Really loving the vibe, really loving the lyrics.
But I'm addicted to it. Yeah, I'm addicted to it.
And it's all English.
Yeah, I felt it coming and I couldn't escape.
Ooh. Love those little hot Cure guitars. Interesting. And that's the hook. Okay, we're gonna pause here. Very, very interesting. I love the 4 on the floor with that nice little palm muted guitar. Really, really nice to listen to. It's nice and cozy, and his voice is great, obviously. The transition was very interesting. I'm wondering if that's just for the video or if that's for the song. If that's what we're gonna hear, like on Spotify and stuff. I'm gonna go back and hear this again and pretend I know where it is.
Secret that keeps me awake. Don't stop now, you got me ready to blow.
Okay, that's very interesting. That is a long transition into that chorus, considering what it leads into. I don't think the buildup is that long, and I don't think that the screams are part of the song, because it sounds like it was recorded during the video. But we're going to find out. I'm going to see how the second chorus comes in, and we'll take it from there. So let's go back a little bit and hear this chorus again. And then we have this very raucous drum kit and Imagine Dragons vocal chant melody. The lyrics are very cool, though.
Burn my lips. I felt it coming and I couldn't escape. I'm in the belly of the beast again. My dirty secret that keeps me awake. Don't stop now, you got me ready to blow.
Okay, I'm gonna pause here again. Well, hold on. Okay, we're gonna listen to that section again. So yeah, just right off the bat, I love the song because it's giving me the Killers vibes. It's giving me like Arctic Monkeys, the Strokes. It's from that genre. It's pulling elements from that genre. It is definitely cleaner than those other groups, but the vibe is still definitely from that era, and I love that era, so it's really cool. And when it ramped up to the pre-chorus, you can definitely hear that Killer's reverb on his voice. Let's go back and hear that again when they were in the staircase.
Burn my lips. I felt it coming and I couldn't escape. I'm in the belly of the beast again.
Yeah, there's that Killer's processing.
That keeps me awake. Don't stop now, you got me ready to blow.
And that is really, really cool. Obviously, he's the main vocal. He's singing down the middle, but listen to how they're sending the reverb from his voice to the left and the right, and it's just bam, 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 and it's on every hit, and you can hear him in both ears. That was really cool the way he dances around in your head. Let's hear this section again.
Burn my lips. I felt it coming and I couldn't escape. I'm in the belly of the
His reverb feels like it's down the middle here
my dirty secret
until
that keeps
the staccato part.
Don't stop now, you got me ready to blow.
And it mixes in with the tone of the guitar, which is doing a sweep or a slide, which is really, really cool. That's a real cool vibe. Okay, so now let's hear this transition, and I feel like it was different than the first transition.
Secret that keeps
Sorry, if you're new here, I nerd out on music, so...
stop now, you got me ready to blow.
Okay, so yeah, it is shorter. It still feels long, though. Feels like a long time to make someone wait for a hook. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen, after we finish this video, we're going to go listen to that transition in the actual audio that's released officially and see if it differs from the video, because it will affect my comments on it. So, all right, let's go back a little bit and try to get through this staircase scene.
Stop now, you got me ready to blow.
Wow! Okay, so I'm assuming we're going into the bridge. My wow, though, we got to go talk about that. So it seems like the drums you're still hearing the same drum kit from the verses and the pre-chorus, but they definitely ramped up the distortion in the chorus. You hear that big, loud, it almost sounds like a toy kit, that big, loud crash. But there's also distortion all over the mix, right? Which is a normal thing, but they have it amped up a little bit just to really lay it on thick, that really raunchy vibe. The drummer, whether it's a real drummer or not, I'm not sure, but the performance that was laid down, programmed or tracked, is a little offbeat on purpose, it sounds like. It gives me almost like Ringo Starr vibes, but he didn't do that on purpose. I just think he couldn't really keep time. But it gives me that type of vibe. It just adds a lot of character to it. But the wow, I said wow because of this. You can really hear that distortion come in the transition. I don't know if it's a synth or if it's noise that's building up into that chorus, but you can just really hear it ramp up in a very normally clean sound. So let me see if I can find out where that is. You know what? Let's just go back to the staircase again. We're never leaving. We live here now. Right at the end, you can just hear all that saturation. It's really, really interesting. Right there. It's a really interesting take on this genre.
You got me blown away.
Ooh.
Tell me what to do. Ooh.
We're going to talk about that.
Twinkle, twinkle, where's the star?
Okay, then we go into the chorus with actual lyrics. Okay. Yeah, if you're new here, I'm sorry, but I nerd out. So, especially about music. Okay, so let's check this out. The reverb on his voice in that pre-chorus, on the bridge, is very, very cool. It's a shimmery reverb with a little bit of delay. I can't tell if it's a spring reverb or a plate reverb, but let's go back and hear that again. And then he goes into falsetto. So he's down the middle, and his reverb stretches to the right, and it's got a lot of character. It's something that's done a lot, I guess, maybe, in the genre that we've been talking about, but also the 60s, things like that. I kind of wish it shimmered a little bit louder and got a little bit more psychedelic, but it's cool. It's still a vibe. Let's hear that again. The bass line. Okay, yeah, this is honestly, I'm really happy for this song because there's a lot to nerd out about in this song. Okay, I'm sitting here talking about the reverb and how I wished it was just a little bit more psychedelic and brought up a little bit, which I do, but it's still a vibe, right? It's his song, it's his choice, obviously, of the effect he wanted to give, but it's still a cool effect. But the bass, what the hell is the bass doing in this section? It's very interesting note selection. I want to hear it one more time. If you don't know this, a lot of times when bass is very deceptive, and whenever you're tracking, let's say a vocalist is tracking, a lot of times, the singer is going to hear the rest of the instruments, whether they're finished or not, whether they're just scratch tracks, meaning we just lay something down real quick as a placeholder. The singer's always going to hear everything that's been laid down so far. But normally what happens is they turn down the bass a little bit because the bass sometimes, especially in headphones, and especially if it's not processed completely, can sound off a little. It can sound flat. I think it's flat more than sharp, but it can throw your ear off, which obviously will throw a singer off. So a lot of times they will just turn down the bass a little bit. So when I was listening to that, I was like, are we hearing a bunch of off notes in there? But I don't think they're off. I think it's just an interesting chord progression for that bridge. Let's hear that again. Okay. There, those last three notes. Yeah, it's just a very interesting chord change, and it works. So, all right, let's go back a little bit and finally get through this bridge. Hopefully. It just sounded like it went flat for a second, but it didn't. Yeah, it's a cool bridge. And now we get a chorus without the gang vocals and lyrics. That was really cool. And very well done, as I've learned is his signature, right? He's one of those people that when you listen to him, when you watch his videos, like I think they produce everything, right? You can tell why he's a solo artist, and you can tell that he's very good at it. Like, just certain people, you can tell they're meant to be solo artists. Not that he's not great in GOT7, I imagine, but you know what I mean? He just got that whole package, which is very, very cool. Yeah, so in the last chorus, they dropped that Imagine Dragons type of gang, chant vocal, or whatever you want to call it, melody, and he sang over it, but it wasn't this typical catchy chorus vibe. He was pretty much closing out the song, right? It was bringing the song to closure the way he was singing it, which was really cool. So yeah, the song's a vibe. It definitely is right up my alley, not just because there's guitars in it and stuff like that, but because it has that Killers type of vibe, that Arctic Monkeys type of vibe, that genre that of rock for me when it was still relevant, right? Like, to me, the Killers was probably the last rock band, and other artists that I just mentioned in that era were the last rock bands that I really paid attention to, because everything else just seemed to go downhill from there. But I definitely love this vibe. So, okay, that being said, I do pull up 2 versions of every video that I react to now, because we've run into issues where I think there's problems with the audio in the upload of these videos, or you guys I've learned from y'all that they sometimes have a different mix for the video than they do for what they release. So let's actually go and pull up this, which I already have up. Let's pull up the official audio version, and let's go ahead and give that a like as well. So this is the topic version. Let's hear. I just want to hear the transition. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. So let's let this pre-chorus vibe in. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. The length of the 2 versions that they gave us in the music video just seemed a little too long. So that makes sense. That pulls the song together for me, and yeah, that completes the vibe. Yeah, it's a cool song. I have to be honest, with LMLY, like, that is my favorite Jackson Wang track that I've heard so far, and it's definitely hard to beat, but it's definitely a solid track, and really, really cool to hear him go into this genre. So it's a playlist for sure. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace.